Well, this is a Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. I am Umaru Sandamadu, and I'm sure you recognize where I'm standing. It's a farm for excavators, or an excavator farm that we brought you on Citi Newsroom last week or so, in the heat and the height of the issue or debate over the whereabouts of the missing excavators. On that day, we were here to bring you the number of excavators that we discovered in the Adenta area of Accra, an area known as Aviation Land. We counted up to 88 excavators, which we were told were part of the seized excavators by the Association of Small-Scale Miners. Had alleged that the seized excavators had gone back to the mining sites. We came here, found 88 excavators. We are told more would be brought to this particular site. Indeed, having come here today, I could see prints of trailers having brought excavators here. I could see prints of chains of excavators that may have been deployed subsequent to our visit. I'm going to go back and continue with the count from 88 to see how many more have been brought. But before we do that, let's bring you a story of the challenges that illegal mining has been bringing to the people living in various parts of the country. In case you do not have a better understanding of what the story is, Kojo Ajiman of the Citi Newsroom went to a community in the Western region and spoke to people who have various businesses who live in these areas to ascertain how exactly the ordinary man is affected by Galamsey. We'll be back to continue with the count.
The River Pra meanders through Trifupraso, the district capital of Trifuhiman Lower Dentra of the Central Region. The Pra River and its tributaries constitute a major source of water supply to communities within the basin. The major tributaries serve as reliable water source. However, human activities such as illegal mining, logging, and recently sand winning are having adverse effect as the river has been left heavily polluted. These developments have dire consequences on indigents here. Water, they say, is life, but it may be life-threatening for these mothers and their children.
Sunday, more first now call every dollar, we share in Sunichi Honma. Almost a baby to me, Johnson Muja. And say, I'm not darling, the master poem. It says, once a sentence, you need winning poor bandy. Who grew up by Yale.
Me ba has not in so we research. I said dry season, say to me, but Sebi, I see near my baby, and so Galamsey and starting, and I'm not saying to me financially.
The most critical is the fact that the major source of water is heavily polluted.
For a very long time, since the Galamsey incident started, it's very bad. People used to drink water from this river. But since the onset of the Galamsey menace, the water is polluted, as you can see. People cannot drink from it. The aquatic life is being destroyed. It's really affecting life in this community.
Every year, na as you plan at the hammer. Yet not near no, which will be very baby. Obabano could as you know, consabonse, and Naman and Namusun and about not to Dawaibi. But I see a make us a bay and fear. Bayan watch at the basis, Abraham said, won't you financial money? Into financial. And poor Canana, Yawa. And about one is I'm warning in a Sunday, as you know, I say, and when I'm living Pona. Watch me, I am what you must obey.
I met Albert Apenu. He migrated from Keta in the Volta region to settle here. He ventured into farming and supported it with fishing. Initially, when the Pra was not polluted, he used to catch a lot of fish, but a lot has changed.
Farmers never Inti farming work no near we do so dia ka ho bet maybe a besin ko no na eboa yen and am Galamsey na saying this time moye krante mayen ko
first na utumi yinam pa
no krasem first na eboa na yinam insu ne yiri a yeyibi ekofom so yeyibi but insu ne ni said ayepoto ni this time wo ba unyahwe inti ewo mu a da ko beni abehwe se e benya kakra bia.
After 3 years of the fight against illegal mining, that is the current state of River Pra. Turbidity levels are high. Aquatic life almost dead. Fisherfolk here do not even get a catch when they fish. Residents here find it very difficult to drink this water. But why did we get where we are today? This is a big question we need to ask government. My name is Kojo Achman reporting for Citi News.
Well, that's the reality of the situation we are faced with as a nation in that report by Kojo Achman from the Western region. Now, these excavations were mostly done by excavators which were not supposed to be engaged in that business because this business had become illegal after Citi FM started the Stop Galamsey Now campaign, which was subsequently taken up by government, which led to the formation of the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, which is IMCIA. And there are also task forces that have been set up, Operation Vanguard and Galamstop and so on, which were supposed to help in the fight against Galamsey. Clearly, that has not succeeded very much, and that resulted in the seizure of equipment and so on. So I'm back here at the Adenta Aviation Land, where I chose to call the excavator farm. Several of them were here when we came the last time. And of course, on my right, the ones I counted the last time, 88 of them, are still intact. They did not move. But from the grounds, I could see evidence that there's been further deployment of excavators. To my left, which used to be a vacant part of the park, pretty occupied now by these excavators. I'm going to walk over and continue my count from 88. Now, so this orange one becomes 89. That would be 90. We have 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, and it continues. The counts 96, 97, and 98. I'm still continuing with the counting. This one becomes 137, and this final one here becomes 138. The number of excavators that we have discovered today. The last time it was 88. Now we have 138. If you do a margin of error of 2 minus 2 plus 2, you could either have 136 or 140 excavators approximately, because they are huge, they are many, and they are disorderly packed. It makes it difficult to count. But if you go by that margin of error, you would say it would be safe to say that we have about 140 excavators here. But that notwithstanding, the committee that has been set up, mind you, Mr. Ekwewusi, the former vice chairman of the MPP in the Central Region, is currently being investigated by the police after he was referred to the CID by the boss of the IMCI, or the chairman of the IMCI, the Minister for Environment. His job was to coordinate the movement of these excavators. He has since been removed as that particular at that particular office. A new person has been given that job, Nana Yao, whom we spoke to in the last story brought to you about the missing excavators, or the trailing of the missing excavators. As we speak, he's leading another team in the Eastern region, where we are told some 15 excavators have been discovered. Out of these, 10 belong to the team that Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng said had gone missing. So 50 more excavators have been impounded as of the time we're filing this report from the Eastern region. That would bring the figure of excavators in the custody of the state to a little over 155 if you counted what we have here. Mind you, the team says they have other excavators in other parts of the country. Obuasi, for instance, is also hosting or housing some of these excavators. The total tally will be put together, and we'll be giving that information when they finish with the search and impounding of these excavators. But suffice it to say, that still puts us way below the 500 figure. Now, while all this is happening, the issue of excavators has gone to the floor of Parliament. Tamale North Member of Parliament, Alhassan Suhini, is actually asking the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to come clear and declare how many excavators and other equipment have been seized so far in the operation that has been launched under the auspices of the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining. He delivered a paper on the floor today making specific demands of the President.
His Excellency the President, who boldly put his presidency on the line to demonstrate how much this cause meant to him, if for nothing at all, Mr. Speaker, has his presidency to say. And it will be important that he starts by accounting for, and to the people of Ghana, all equipment, vehicles, weapons, ammunition, and gold, which were seized and kept by officers he commissioned to help end illegal mining, and if necessary, penalize all who are proven to have been negligent or complicit in what may have gone wrong. Mr. Speaker, in the face of what is clearly less than a successful campaign, I suggest humbly that your Parliament also shows more interest in how funds approved for this exercise to the various institutions have truly been expended and the results attained. For these are funds belonging to the people whose interests we, in all humility, represent.
Well, while the demand is being made on the floor of Parliament for a full declaration of the excavators, we here on the Citi Newsroom for Citi TV would continue to report to you as and when we get the information. The last time we were here, which is a week ago, we discovered 88 excavators parked here by the state, which is supposed to be the centralized location for seized excavators. A week on, the number has risen to around 140. And as we speak, some 15 others had been impounded in other parts of the eastern region, bringing the figure to around 155. We'll be back here again in a week, perhaps, to continue with the count while we continue to look for the missing excavators. Reporting for Citi Newsroom on Citi TV, I am Umaru Sandamado.